Alright, back again. So we are installing the motor today. Probably not going to wrap it up today. Got a late start, but should be good to go. Kind of get everything temporarily set up. I can move around in here, and she's just got to go in her home. This cherry picker is maxed out because, you know, there's a intercooler that goes here and other happy horse shit, and I can't load it from the side because, well, I don't get the room. But I'm gonna try to do my best. So you guys enjoy, and we'll see how this goes. That actually went really good. You can't tell with the time lapse, but that maybe took like 20 minutes of just, you know, manipulating and pulling some sketchy shit off, you know, overextending the crane, and just a little wiggle, and she went in. Clearly this car is telling me it wants to run, so yeah, obviously, you know, this isn't like a tutorial or anything, but especially with like you know, I mean, at least GM cars, I'm real familiar with swapping motors out in GM cars. It's a lot easier to just yank the tranny with it. You know, motor, tranny, one unit, and then reinstallation is a lot easier. You can set your, you know, flywheel distance. Typically that's the easy way to do it. The tough way to do it is, you know, when you have this huge space right here and you're trying to get this thing in, and the dowels lined up in the transmission, and actually get it onto here. You can do it, but it's a pain in the ass. You know, I know this isn't like a sob story like everything else, but when you are doing it by yourself, you know, pulling the trans and engine, it's a little tough of a situation. You know, one, in a garage like this by yourself, it's just not, you know, feasible. You're gonna pull the drive shaft, you know, cap off the tail shaft on the transmission so it doesn't make a mess or drain the fluid, and then by yourself try to manipulate this thing up and out. I do have a leveler, but you know, working with this height and by yourself with a, you know, mass that's, I don't know, the tranny's probably like 220 pounds. I don't know, I'm just guessing, and the motor's like 450. That's kind of a lot to do by yourself. You know, that's when the sketchy shit really starts happening. You know, 400 pound motor, that's a 450 pound motor, that's pretty light. And you can definitely manage it by yourself if you get a little strength behind you. So yeah, I'm surprised the the motor mounts I could slide a bolt right through there. Like, this thing just fell into place like it was supposed to, and that makes me happy. Last weekend, between the Range Rover and this, beating my head against a wall, getting frustrated. I kind of needed to take a step away from it. This weekend seemed to work out a lot better, obviously. The Range is basically ready to rock, and this thing is in a spot where now it's pretty manageable. I could probably do all the fine-tuning alignment if I need to do anything with the floor jack underneath this thing, so I can put the crane away for the season, because I'm done dropping motors in the cars, that's for sure. So I already got a bolt in the bell housing, finger tight, and I mean, it just, the bolt went right in. So yeah, we're in a real good spot. So if I tinker with it maybe every night during the week, I think it should be good to go. I have everything to get this thing running, so I'm probably gonna call it for now. I gotta clean this, mess up all over the place here, just so it's functional, and when I'm on the tail end of this thing and I'm not tripping over stuff and looking for stuff. So I think we should be good, brothers and sisters, if you're any women watching. So stay tuned. The next update should be buttoning this thing up and see if I can get my tuner to dial back in, check the tune, fine tune it. We're going with a 3-bar map, and 3-bar map, 80-pound injectors, and 93. So on a stock motor, it should be able to handle it. We're not turning it up to kill, but this should be a real fun street car. Enough to boot around town and piss a few people off. So then we can get this bad boy in for paint. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like. Oh, update. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but let me flip you around. Let me put you down. I actually got in touch with the grandson of the original owner of this car, and what a story. If you got a couple minutes, this is totally worth it. So back in December of '86, this older lady, I should back up a little bit. I have all the original paperwork with this car, original bill of sale, everything, so I was able to track the person down. They moved from New York to Pennsylvania. The grandson, I reached out to him, and he's into cars. He's like, "Oh, reach out to my dad. My dad has some stories about the car." So, needless to say, this middle-aged woman back in the '80s, 1986 December, she went to the dealership and put a deposit down in this car. She went all around. She went looking for Camaros, Firebirds, and word has it she had a heavy foot. So she would, get speeding tickets and stuff, and her son would, know about it and should pay her son off not to tell her father. But either way, so the day they go pick this thing up, she driving it home at a red light next to her husband, and she just guns it, just feels this thing out. And I guess from what the kid was telling me, or the guy was telling me, when it was cold out, second gear, she could hard chirp the tires. It's just really cool. The lady had a real love for speed, heavy foot. Typically only had like 8 cylinders and stuff, and she loved this thing, and she was the first owner. She ended up selling it, I think in 2000, I forget the year, it was like 2003 or 4, because she got a Cadillac, and this thing was sitting outside, and she sold it to the guy I got it off of. So the guy I got it off of, did the upgrades and stuff, and it is what it is. So, but it was cool. I asked the guy if he had any old pictures of it, because I'm not restoring this thing to 100% factory, but it deserves a tasteful cleanup. So I think I sent him the link to the YouTube videos, both the grandson and the son. The lady owned it, and you know, I hope they enjoy what's going on with this thing. Um, Definitely a cool car, and definitely a cool story. You know, I can actually say a little old lady owned this thing and was a speed demon. It's just funny, you know. It's a small world. I think they live in Pennsylvania now or whatever, and I'm not even sure if she's still alive. I didn't go prying or anything, but you know, definitely a cool story. So either way, the next video should be, like I said, buttoning this thing up. This magnet's strong. Hopefully, the next video is the fire up, and then I can get the you know, new precision turbo in. Thank you, Dave. You are the man. And you know, maybe clean it up some more. I gotta really do some under the hood stuff. So that'll do it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.